everybody. Can everybody hear me? Because I can hear myself. Hi, I'm Angelo Rauseo. I'm senior artist for MAC Cosmetics in Germany. I've been with MAC Cosmetics, I started my journey, I think, around 10 years ago in a store in Hamburg and traveled the whole country, a lot of positions, and am here on this beautiful stage now. Senior artist, what is that? A good question. What we're doing is like all the PR events, every interview, every backstage that you see where Mac is, that is where we are. And so that I'm not alone here, I brought my beautiful colleague.
Hi everybody, I'm Connie. I've been at MAC for 14 years now, and we are very happy to welcome you with this MAC talk, makeup talk, but we would love it even more if we would have a conversation with you. So if you have a question, our man Josh has the mic, he will come to you, and then yeah, we can have like a fun makeup talk together.
Yes. So there is no question that we're not willing to answer whatever you want to know makeup-wise or anything else that we could answer. We're happy to help.
Yeah, so let's dive straight into the makeup because this is what we do best at MAC. And so this is Julia. As you can see, she has a little bit of makeup on because we had a little prep for you. And I'm going to start with the foundation. And for us, we have one big hero in the house, and it's Studio Fix. And Studio Fix is well known for being a foundation that gives you coverage and a matte finish. And this is what I want for this look, because she has plans later. Okay, so you know how when you hear about a foundation or you want to buy a foundation, there's a couple of things that speak to it. So this one is matte, it's full coverage, it stays on very long, but it doesn't mean that it is only that. So I'm gonna apply it now to get the matte and the long wearing and the full coverage with a foundation brush. Can you turn your head base? Yeah. So foundation-wise, all products that you apply with a brush that's a little bit dense like this, and the hairs are pushed together, the application will always be firmer or more opaque, or you will see it a lot better. Also, with the application, if you tap like this, it would always give you more coverage, right?
Also for Lucia, as you can see, we already started with a bit of eye makeup and a little bit of lip. On the skin, we have nothing but moisturizer and a primer right now, and I'm gonna give that a little fresh up with the Fix Plus. That is a moisturizing spray that you can use before your makeup, after makeup. You can use it to set. And what I'm working with as a foundation is our Studio Fix concealer. And I'm using two shades for her. I'm using a lighter shade under her eye to like really brighten that area and bring that to the front and really make her eye color, and also the eyeshadow that we applied make that really pop and stand out. The nice thing about this concealer is also that it has like a super high coverage. It stays up all night, no matter if you're dancing or working. It will stay put where you place it. I like to apply that concealer with also a firm dense brush so you can really push it into the skin so that you don't see the product and no like texture, but really see that it covers everything that you want to cover.
Okay, so I was talking about getting full coverage with a classic foundation brush. If you don't want that, not a problem. You get a brush like this, which has a little bit like looser hair. They're a little bit longer maybe, and also they're not as tight in the put together. So the fluffier the brush, it will give you a more natural, softer finish. Also, you will feel when you use the brush, you will feel that you use a much lighter touch on the skin. And you can also use circular motions if you want it to be like even a more sheer finish. I think also when we use foundation, we have like 1, 2, 3 steps, and it used to always be like you cover the entire face. But if you have the right shade, and Studio Fix comes in so many different shades, if you have the right one, you don't even need to use it everywhere. Just use it where it's needed and blend it out into the skin.
Yes, Studio Fix is actually our foundation with the highest shade range. We have 64 shades. There are shades that we specially developed for also special ethnicities, like for example, people in the Middle East often have like that beautiful olive undertone in their skin. So that is something you rarely find in foundations, and we are proud that we have like those tones also for everybody in the world. I'm using now the other shade of the concealer just to blend the lighter shade into her skin tone. I'm using the same brush. You could also use a bigger brush for that, just as Connie said, a brush that is a little more loose to like really polish it into the skin.
So for the eye look, just to explain what's already on there for anybody who is curious about it, the whole look is also available on Zalando. So on the eye is Black Track Fluid Line, which is an eyeliner that's gel-based. Super easy to use, super easy if you maybe made a mistake, you want to correct it. And then if you look down, Julia, on the eye there's pigment. We have like Little MAC. It's a selection of MAC products that's available in smaller size. Easy to take with you, and also I think very nice if you want to try a product, you're curious about it, and then you get like a smaller size and then you can try it. And then on the eye is Extended Play Lash Mascara and lash number 36.
And it looks very nice.
Danke.
What I also have on the eye, so far we're talking, is is one of our pre-filled palettes, the MAC Girls palette. It's called Mischief Minx, because I feel that these rusty and red tones on the eye, they feel very modern to me these days. And you see them a lot, and also it complements her eye color. So what I'm using next is the powder form of Connie's Studio Fix Fluid. So it doesn't just come in a liquid foundation, but also in a powder foundation, which gives me like a super, super matte finish on the skin, but still without looking too heavy. And I'm just slightly powdering over the whole face just to set the concealer and give it all a more matte look.
Okay, so what foundation does is even out skin tone, it takes away redness, it covers blemishes. So sometimes you will find that when you apply foundation, you will feel like it's too flat. You don't have any shape, you don't have any warmth into your skin, so that's why we always use either a blush or a shape. So I'm using a mineralized blush, which is like a super hydrating. It's a powder, but it feels good on the skin, it looks nice, it has a little bit of a sheen. When you apply blush and you have difficulty placing it, you look straight into the mirror when you apply it and just smile a little bit to yourself, and then you apply the blush here just on the cheeks. And you should never take too much product because the pigmentation is quite strong. So it's easier for you to use if you build it up instead of taking too much product and then trying to blend it out. And then you start in the middle, you work towards the nose, and then you blend it out until the temple.
And blush is also a good way to immediately wake you up and give you a more fresh feel, even on days that you don't feel so good, I think. What I'm doing meanwhile is I'm taking a contouring palette and giving her a little more contour and also like a little bit of a bronzy feel, because I'm using more of a warmer shade to contour than a darker shade or more ashy, dark and cool shade. And I'm placing this like on the cheekbones, a little bit more under them to create that shadow, and on all of the high planes of the face where the sun like hits you first when it comes from above.
Okay, so one of the things that we use backstage a lot, and I learned this trick from Tom Peugeot, he always uses the blush that he uses on the cheeks, also a little bit in the crease. Look down. So what happens is that the color on the cheeks, because it also is in the eye, can you open? It creates like one very harmonious feel. Turn to me. So if you use a fluffy brush like this is brush number 224. Get a little bit of product and just gently go over the crease. It will even help if you've done your eye makeup and it's not super nice and you want to kind of save it. Use your blush in your crease.
Happens to all of us.
Yes.
What I'm doing to make that contour stand out a little bit more is I'm also going next to it with a highlight. I'm using the Hyperreal Glow palette, and I'm using the lightest shade here and putting this like directly onto her cheekbones and also a little bit over the eyebrows, bridge of the nose,
You doing okay?
and also the Cupid's bow. I think you can see
Oh,
that's
yeah, you
very
can see it.
nice. Yeah. So far, is there any question that you want to ask? No, so we're doing pretty good, I think.
Okay, so another favorite in the highlight department, Hyperreal Glow, fabulous. Another fabulous one, Soft and Gentle, mineralized skin finish. I think Soft and Gentle is one of those products you don't even need to name MAC, and then people will already know that it's a MAC product because Soft and Gentle, it's just, everybody knows it, which is something that I love. Okay, so let's do some highlighting. So we take some products. If you have too much, never blow into your brush, but tap a little bit. And then you apply it like just on top of the blush that's there. I like a little bit going into the temple. Take the same brush that you used in the crease. Look down. Use it under the brow bone. So basically what highlighting is everything that you would like to be seen more, you highlight it because it's a lighter color than the skin tone. It has a little bit of a shimmer. That means that the light will catch it even more and you will see it even better. And can you turn your eyes to me? Just your eyes, yeah. And it's also nice if you put it a little bit in the inner eye corner, a little bit on the nose. I'm gonna prep the lip, and then a little bit on the skin. Let's see.
So I'm doing the same as Connie did with the blush. In this palette, we also have, like in every palette comes with a highlighter or a blush shade that we also applied on the eye, and that I'm now putting like just super slightly on the apple of the cheek so that you can find this color somewhere else in the face also, and it gives that nice monochromatic look. Then what I'm also doing, I'm using the palette again with this golden shade here and just putting it in the inner corner. And then also I'm spraying my brush a little bit with Fix Plus because you can also apply these eyeshadows wet and then they get a little bit more intense. You can close your eyes. I'm just putting this one in the middle of the eyelid. This automatically gives you like a lot more dimension on the eye and also opens them.
Okay, so I'm just gonna finish this look on Julia with a lipstick. This is Shy Girl, one of my favorites. And I'm going for a peachy nude color because I want to keep all the focus on the eye. And if you have trouble doing your lips, so the classic way is you apply the lip liner first and then you paint your lips with the lipstick. It can actually be easier and quicker if you turn it around. You apply the lip color first and then you contour with your pencil. just like this. And because there's already lipstick there, the pencil, which is a drier texture, it will smooth more evenly onto the lips. And if you want your lipstick to stay on longer and have a little bit more coverage, you go over the full lip.
So what I did for Lucia's lip was we used chili lipstick, which is a matte, very opaque lipstick, and I just took a super little amount of product and pressed it into the lip so that we get more of a stain. That is also, I feel, a very modern way to wear lipstick that is very bright or very colorful, even for days that you don't want to have too much on your lips.
So you know how when you have your makeup routine or your daily routine, almost always there's like steps that you take and you always do it in the same order. And I think for a lot of us, Fix Plus is the thing that we do to finish the makeup. So Fix Plus is a hydrating spray, and what it does is it sets the makeup. So it's a really good tool to use. Like for instance, you did your makeup, you put on your powder, you did all the steps, and then you look in the mirror, and sometimes you just look and then you think, so what happened? You know? And then it looks too powdery, it looks cakey, it's not as nice as it normally is. Then Fix Plus, you spray it, close your eyes. And what it does, it temporarily liquefies the powder, which makes it easier for the skin to absorb. And the end result will be that the powder won't be so much on top of the skin, but it will blend in more. Also, during the day when you use it, it refreshes and it hydrates. So it's a 3-in-1 fabulous thing.
And it comes in a lot of sizes, forms, with shimmer, without shimmer, to mattify, with special scents. We have rose, we have coconut, we have lavender. So there's something for everybody. What I'm doing to finish the look is I'm going in the same eyeshadow that I just used with a soft brush and just dusting it over the lip to also give the lip a little more of the metallic feel that we have also on the eye. And also a little bit Fix Plus. Alright. Jetzt kann ich einmal in die Kamera schauen, dass man nicht nur So I hope you like it as much as I do. Thank you.
So I know we've mentioned Studio Fix a lot, and so there's a MAC booth. It looks fabulous. Please go there and give us a visit. If you are curious, you can have your shade matched to your skin tone, and then you can get a sample for you to try at home. And then, I mean, we're sure you're going to like it, because I think with Studio Fix, if you live it, you will love it. And then go back to the store and go and get your Studio Fix.
Also, we have a great selfie wall there. You can get great pictures for you. It's great. We have a Studio Fix fountain. It's super fun. It's the best booth on the whole show. And when you see it, you will know I'm right. Do you have any more questions that we can answer for you? Yes. Do we have a mic?
I just wanted to ask what your experience is with the latest makeup trends, what you've noticed.
Well, what I've noticed is that it can pretty much whatever you like, as long as you respect certain things. One thing that we commonly see is like a good skin. On every show that we've been on, every shoot that we do, a good skin without seeing too much makeup or too much product, but being super even, still natural, and giving that modern feel. And then you can add from there. Is it a lipstick that you like? Is it a smoky eye that you like? It's important that you have a skin that looks good.
And I think also what we're seeing a lot is that the individual person is more important than the recipe of what the makeup is. So in a lot of shows, they will adjust or tweak the makeup to what suits the girl that's wearing the makeup. And another thing that's super nice is that, do you know how when it used to be with makeup that it had to be perfect, perfect, perfect? And now it can be like a little bit smudged, it can look a little bit lived in, which takes away a little bit of the stress. You know, that it has to be like a perfect makeup without any faults or anything. And now, even on the runway, even in magazines, it's okay if it looks a little bit lived in. Yeah, so if you're not that good with makeup, then, you know,
Yeah,
you
it
fake
has,
it.
it has a little bit more of a street style feel
Yeah.
to it and a DIY feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Did that answer your question? Yes, thank you. Anything or anybody else?
No?
No? Then I think we did a good job.
Yeah, but I think, thank you all for coming here. And we would like to invite you